class for CRPC. Day before yesterday, we were on the point of what is the importance of CRPC. So far as importance of CRPC is concerned, we had a discussion about it, that the CRPC is used constantly for all trials, constantly for all the procedures, even investigations, and evidence purpose also. The statements which has been recorded by the police authority during investigation under section 161, 162, and under 164(2) also, it is provided under this CRPC only. The human values of the accused person, human values of the victims have been specifically protected by the provisions of criminal procedural law. And this law also having a coordination between judiciary and the investigation authority. If there is no coordination between these two, obviously this will make a problem. This will make a delay in justice. So it was the importance. Today we are going to see the silent feature of CRPC. What should be the silent feature of CRPC? Actually, CRPC, we can say that it is a uniform law. CRPC is a uniform law and also having some importance during investigation, during trial. Why it is uniform? Because all over India, it has been used. In all over India for the procedure of conducting investigation, for the procedure of conducting trial, it is being used simultaneously without any kinds of change, unless and until there is a state amendment of the concerned state. Next one is that, like a Montesquieu theory, separation of power, this CRPC have separated judiciary and implementing authority. There is a separation between judiciary and investigation authority. It is another one point. The next point is that judicial hierarchy is being maintained. Judicial hierarchy is being maintained. Separation of power of judiciary and investigation authority is having importance. And why it is having importance? Because so far as our law is concerned, rule of law is concerned, judiciary is separate than legislation, legislation is separate than implementing authority, that is administration, and administration is separate than both of these. What the legislation is doing, they should do within the circle of the constitution. They should not violate their own power. If they are going to violate any kinds of power which has been granted by the Constitution of India, then judiciary is there to curtail down that, struck down that particular misused power. While implementing the law, if investigation authority or implementing authority or administration has done something wrong, which is again the particularly part 3rd of the Constitution of India, then judiciary is there to review that particular law, review that particular provision of law, or review that particular power which has been granted to the authority. It has been maintained in CRPC, that is separation of judiciary and investigation authority. Until and unless the 1/3 under section 173 charge sheet is been filed, no court can make any kinds of interference, or no trial court can make an interference in investigation unless and until there is a special writ petition filed before the High Court under Article 226 or 32 of the Constitution of India before Supreme Court. It is the power, or it is the separation. So far as hierarchy of judiciary is concerned, what kinds of hierarchy it has been maintained? The special or exclusive power is been given to the JMFC. Even though charge sheet regarding a murder may be filed, it has to be filed before the trial, not a trial court, but before the concerned magistrate under whose jurisdiction that particular offense has been committed. Means the magistrate who having a jurisdiction can entertain or can take a cognizance under section 200 about the charge sheet. It has to be filed before him. If the offense is grievous, if the offense cannot be tried by the magistrate, obviously it will be sent to the session court under section 209 of CRPC. Exclusive power has been given to the trial court, that is session court. If there is any, on any point, if there is any confusion to the session court itself, if the session courts come to the conclusion that they want to give the death penalty to the accused person, and it is proved that he has committed so and so heinous offense, at such time, as per hierarchy of the court system or judiciary system, the sessions court also have to confirm their own death penalty from the high courts. They should have to send it under reference to the high courts, and whenever the high court will confirm or give the opinion, then only the session courts will give the death penalty. Whatever may be death penalty has been given by the session courts, the appellate court is high court. Hierarchy has been maintained. Whatever may be order is being passed by the high courts in that particular offense, it may be challenged before the Supreme Courts. These all provisions has been maintained in CRPC because it's a procedural law. Thereafter, another one or next point is judicial magistrate shall act upon the discretion of the high court. Means what the rules has been made by the high courts, that discretionary power, under discretionary power, if high courts has directed something to the judicial magistrate, they should have to follow it. Means what the direction is been given by the high court, sometimes it may be regarding, we can say that maybe regarding any particular investigation, it may be regarding expediting of any kinds of matter. Expedite the matter, if such order is been passed by the high courts, it has to be followed by the JMFC court because hierarchy is been maintained. What the powers is been given, that has to be followed by the lower court. Thereafter, metropolitan cities. The next point is metropolitan cities. Metropolitan cities means what? Metropolitan cities means those cities which has been declared as per the law by the state government as metropolitan city. For example, Mumbai is a metropolitan city. For them, a metropolitan magistrate court is been established. And in that court, those judges who are sitting there as a presiding officers, they have to follow the rules what has been made for the metropolitan cities. Exclusive power rights is being divided under the CRPC. It is also one kind of silent feature of CRPC. Another one is about the summary trial. Summary trial means what kinds of trial in which the trial has to be concluded very shortly, and it is in this trial or on conclusion of trial, if it has been proved that so and so offense has been committed, the less punishment is there. It may be less than 2 months, one month, or maybe less than 6 months. For example, 138 trial is nothing but it's coming under summary trial only. If there is a petty offenses has been committed for that particular purpose, if the trial is been conducted by the judicial magistrate, that particular trial can be considered as summary trial. There are types of trial is been divided, explained in the CRPC, that is summary trial, summons trial, warrant trial. And every trial having its own jurisdiction, it's having its own punishment system, having its own procedural system. We will explain it whenever this point will come into the future. Then revisional power given to the sessions court. Another one silent feature of the CRPC is that the revisional power is been given to the sessions court. What kinds of revisional power is been given? If there is any kinds of trial is been conducted under summary trial or any other trial, and the punishment is less than 6 months, then you don't have the right to file an appeal before the Court of Appellate Authority. Or if you want to file a appeal before the appellate authority, then you may file it, you may go before the concerned appellate authority, but not through the appeal, but by the revision only. Whenever there is appeals provision is not been provided by the law itself, then revision may be filed before the revisional authority, and sessions court have the power regarding revision. Revisionary power and appellate power, it seems like the same, but there are certain differences also. In revision, the revision court or revisionary powers court may call all record and proceedings, that is also called as R&P, record and proceeding from the lower court to them, and they will verify it. Audio alterum partem, both the parties should be heard. These principles may not be followed in revision. Sometimes on just looking on the record only, the court can presume or assume that whatever may be the remedy is been asked by the petitioner, it may be allowed. And in that revision, revisioner may get the remedy without hearing also, without listening him also, court may pass the order. It is a discretion of the court under revision. So far as appeal is concerned, it is different than the revision. Next one is aggrieved party can contact to the superintendent of police. Aggrieved party means who? Against whom the offense has been committed, or whose right has been violated by the accused person, or whose right has been hampered due to the act of accused person. At such time, that person particularly may contact to the SP when his or her FIR or her complaint or his complaint cannot be recorded by the concerned police station. If they are denying to record or lodging the FIR, at such time that particular aggrieved person may contact to the superintendent of police. It is provided in CRPC. It is also one kind of silent feature of the CRPC. It means that if we went to the police station and we want to lodge one FIR or one complaint, it is maybe regarding cognizable or non-cognizable. If it has been denied by the concerned police station, then we have the right to go before the other authority, that is superintendent of police. So far as superintendent of police is concerned, he is the supreme authority of district, higher authority of district, and we can contact him. And if he ordered to the concerned police station, the police will be lodge the complaint. If even though SP also not taking any kinds of cognizance on your grievances, then you can go before the court. You can file a private complaint, that is also called as private faujdari. In Marathi language, we can say that private faujdari. Under section 200, you can file a private complaint or complaint to the magistrate, and magistrate may listen you, he may heard you. Thereafter, he may call the witnesses if he is not satisfied on your own version or statement which has been given by the complainant. Even though the one witness cannot, if not satisfied to the judicial magistrate, he may call another one witness. On such things, then only he will issue the process, or he will call the report from the police. It is different parts. It is in our syllabus. We will discuss in detail on it. We are just going through the importance or silent feature of the CRPC. Another one silent feature of the CRPC is withdrawal of complaint or withdrawal of prosecution. Withdrawal of prosecution is under section 321, and it can be used only by the state government only. If I lodge the complaint against one person, it is the right in personam. If I lodge the complaint against one person before the police authority, and that offense is against the society at large, then it will be right in personam also, right in rem also. If all these things is been there, and it has been specifically mentioned that if particular state government want to withdraw particular level charges against particular person or accused person, they may withdraw the prosecution. So far as the famous case of our India is Jayalalitha case. When she was a chief minister of the Tamil Nadu, she has passed one motion, a privilege motion or one notice, and one, we can say that one resolution before the houses, both houses, that whatever may be charges or whatever may be the offenses registered against me when I was not a CM by the before or previous government, those all charges should have to be withdrawn. And she herself passed that resolution because she had the majority at that time, and due to having a majority, she had passed the resolution, but it was challenged before the Supreme Court of India, and Supreme Court of India says that no one can decide his own cause. It is a basic principle of criminal law. If someone want to decide any cause, that particular person should not be a party or interested party in that particular offense or in that particular cause. Means I should not decide my own cause. It has to be decided by someone else. So chief minister cannot withdraw the offenses against himself only. The same thing has been done by the Yogi Adityanath in UP also. Many cases has been filed, many conversation, many kinds of debate was there. Right now, this power, particularly under Section 321, is being misused by the most of the governments, not by the state, but by the even central government also. Because whenever the person joining particular party, all his charges has been kept in the dust box and it has been sent to the side, to the totally kept by the side. Why? Because that particular person right now coming into the power. Many things has been happening in the political parties, many things has been happening in the local levels also, in local government also. If someone is supporting to the some local parties, all the charges against him has been withdrawn by the state government. Why? Because he is supporting to the government. Actually it has been totally misused by the most of the government, many of the peoples. Next one silent feature is victim compensation. Victim compensation means what? In previous lecture, I also explained this in importance of CRPC. This is one kind of compensatory jurisprudence provisions implemented or inserted or enshrined in this CRPC. Under Section 357A, right now, any person who filed the complaint and on his complaint or on her complaint, if the police authority is not doing anything, she having the right or he having the right to ask for the compensation from the state legal service authority or district legal service authority. If I lost the complaint of theft and police also has lodged the complaint, they know that the complaint is true, complainant is in existence, but the original thief or the thieves who has done this, those peoples, those accused peoples are not finding out by the police authority. At such a time, it is it is not the inability of the police, it is the tactics which has been played by the accused person. That's why they are not coming under the scan of the police authority. And at such time I have lost my all things because I am the original sufferer. Then Section 357A given the power or given the right, we can say that, given the right to me, and this right is asking for the compensation from the district legal service authority or state legal service authority about my all loss what has been caused due to that particular offense. Thereafter, Section 313, Section 315, 164(2) of CRPC is exclusive about the right of accused person. Section 313 is about the statement of the accused person before judgment or after completion of evidence. Once trial has been started, it means that whatever trial has been started, right now, everyone has to be examined who is related to that particular offense or who is related to as a witness into that particular trial. After concluding or after examining of all the witnesses of the complainant, even IO also, even doctor also, if medical officer is there, then one opportunity has been given to the accused person. That's this so and so people has been examined by the police, by the court. The police officer also examined, medical officer also examined, complainant, witnesses, eyewitnesses, all these people have been examined. Right now, these all people are saying that so and so offense has been committed, and it is indirectly charges against you that you have committed all these offenses. What do you want to say about all these charges? Then this explanation can be given by the accused person under Section 313 of CRPC to the magistrate or to the trial court. That's whether he is involved in this case or not, whether he has been falsely implicated in this case or not, what the evidence has been come on the record, it is false or intentionally, deliberately, those all people have said against me, he has to explain under Section 313 of CRPC. It is an opportunity given to whom? To the accused person. Means audio alterum partem. Both the parties should be heard. Even though his advocate is there, his defense lawyer is there, even existence of or presence of his lawyer one opportunity should be given personally to whom? To the accused person, which is given under section 313. 164(2) also having the importance in CRPC. Why? Because being a accused person, he realized that yes, what I did, it was wrong. What I did, it was totally against the particular society or community or particular person, and he realized he want to repent it. Paschatap hai. At such time, he may call to the concerned police authority and he may give his statement in writing that I want to confess, I want to confess my wrongdoing, whatever I have did. If he want to give his confession, then police authority should have to inform to the concerned judicial magistrate or executive magistrate. Executive magistrate means Tahsildar. But right now, most of the confession is been recorded before the judicial magistrate only. And particular judicial magistrate should come there. He should give him a warning that whatever you are going to confess before me, it will make a harm. It will give a punishment to you. It will be against you. If you don't want, you can repudiate it. You can deny it. If you want to continue, I will record your statement as a confession under section 164(2). If accused person given yes, I want to go for the confession, then again the magistrate should have to given him time, 2 days, 3 days, and in that 2 or 3 days times, that particular accused person should not be in police custody. It's a rule under section 164(2). If that particular person is accused and he want to confess that, then he may be removed from the police custody. He may be sent to the another one place. That is a magistrate custody. Under section 164, another one provision is given, that statement of the witness. If the witness want to give his statement, not under section 161 of CRPC, but under section 164 of CRPC, that is on oath, then magistrate should have record that particular statement on oath, and signature of that particular witness should have to be get on that paper, and one copy should have to be provided to him or her also, okay? Because she has given this statement on oath. If that particular lady or person, if given statement on oath, he or she cannot be denied or cannot be turned back when she will be before the court in witness box. If she goes against her own statement given under section 164(2), then obviously she or he will be punished for the perjury. It is a power given to the trial court also under section 192, 193 of CRPC. Another one provision, or we can say that another one silent feature of the CRPC is that section 24 and 25 of CRPC. Section 24 is saying that the appointment of PP and APP. Public prosecutor may be appointed under section 24 for the conducting trial. If there is a vacancy at the taluka level, no one is there as a public prosecutor or assistant public prosecutor. At such time, section 25, subsection 3, 25(3) of CRPC saying that the district magistrate means collector may appoint any such person who is a law professional, who is an advocate, who is having a 5 years experience. He may be appointed as a APP. Means collector can also appoint APP. त्यालाच आपण 25(3) चे सरकारी वकील म्हणतो. 25(3) means it's exclusive power of the district magistrate or collector. He may appoint to the person as a APP to conducting particular trial. Thereof, next provision or next silent feature of CRPC is section 428. It is about set off. This section 428 saying about the set off. What is mean the set off? The period of detention of the accused person shall be concluded or determined, and it has to be minus from the punishment what he is getting. Means if person has been arrested, he is sent to the magistrate custody. Meantime, he has not get the bail. When he is not out of the bail, it means that he is in, since last many months he is in jail. At the conclusion of trial, he is under trial actually. At the conclusion of trial, he has got the 6 months punishment. How much punishment he got? He got the 6 months punishment, that is simple imprisonment or whatever it may be. If he got the simple imprisonment of 6 months or whatever it may be, then the court will go through the section 428, whether this person was under trial, whether he was in jail for a particular period before getting the bail. If he is in jail before getting bail for 4 months, from this 6 months punishment, that 4 months will be minus. And after concluding or after determining that 4 months from that particular punishment, he will goes only for 2 months, because from 6 months 4 months has been minus, then only he will go for the 2 months only, and he will send to the imprisonment for 2 months. This provision is called set off. Means one person is getting punishment for 6 months, already he was in jail for 4 months, that 4 months will be minus from that 6 months, and he should have to go for the 2 months only. That is called set off, and it has to be observed, it has to be followed by the trial court. Next one, silent feature of the CRPC is about the rights of the accused. What kinds of rights of the accused is being mentioned in the CRPC under section 50? That is right to know the grounds of arrest. Right to know the grounds of arrest is particularly very kindly, very specifically mentioned or explained by the Apex Court of India in DK Basu case. And what the guidelines or direction is been given under that particular petition, that particular direction should have to be kept at every door or entry level of every police station in all over India. It was also given direction of the Supreme Court, given to all. But many less people have followed it, many less people have gone for it, and many less people have observed it. Then another one thing is that right to examine medically. It means that every person after arresting, after giving the knowledge of his arrest, he should have to be examined medically. If someone has been arrested by the police authority under section 50 of CRPC, the concerned police has given him a knowledge that so you have been arrested for so and so grounds because so and so complaint is being filed against you, that and it is a cognizable offense. We, being a police officer from so and so police station, we are arresting you. After explaining the grounds of arrest, he should have to be medically examined, whether he having some medical problem, whether he having some mental problem, whether he having some internal physical problems. All these should have to be checked. By whom? By the concerned police officer, investigation officer. Then only he should have to be sent to the police custody, or he should have to be arrested. It is also a mandatory provision. It's a right of accused. It is a silent feature. Another one provision is section 303 or article 22 subclause 1, that is right to represent by advocate. Means every accused person, whenever he has been arrested, this right he has to be examined. This right has to be examined, or he has to be observed, that he has to be followed, that it has been granted by the police authority. Police cannot deny to any accused person to represent by advocate. If you want to appoint in an advocate as per his own choice, he should have to be give the opportunity to contact his advocate or her advocate. It is a fundamental right also under article 22(1). Next section is section 56. This is an important section. Why? Because right to produce before the magistrate within 24 hours. Every person who have been arrested by the police authority should have to be produced before the concerned magistrate under whose jurisdiction that particular offense has been committed within 24 hours. Means we cannot, being a police officer, they cannot make a delay to produce him. But there are certain exceptions also. What kinds of exceptions is there? If that particular person who is an accused is been arrested in West Bengal and he has to brought before the Maharashtra's Usmanabad court, obviously within 24 hours it is not possible because journey hours is there. Then that particular journey hours should have to be excluded from the 24 hours, and original from the day of arrest till producing before the court, that journey hours should have to be excluded. Then it will be delay in producing before the court. Then it is a mandatory provision for the police authority. They should have to went to the concerned West Bengal's judicial magistrate. They should have to get the permission from them and that particular magistrate should have to allowed him on transit warrant, and then they will brought him before the concerned judicial magistrate of Usmanabad. Next important section, which is very important silent feature of the CRPC, is right to bail under Article 50, subsection 2. Right to bail is very important. Why? Because every person, whenever he has been arrested by the police authority for some offense or some allegations against him, it means that his right to liberty is been hampered. His right to liberty is been stopped. His right to freedom of movement is been closed. It means that it should be given to him, but how? By way of procedure of law. Whenever procedure is been allowed, when the law is been allowed, then only you can get your liberty back, unless no. And that's liberty will be back to him by way of bail, jamin, ज्याला म्हणतो आपण जमानत. Whenever he will get the bail, all the liberty will be comes to him. But if the bail is been asked in such offenses which is cognizable in nature, in which the punishment is very high, in which the punishment is more than 3 years or 7 years, which the offense what he has committed, it is against the society, which is under special law like NDPS Act, like another one act, Arms Act, then he will not enlarge the bail. He will not be set free on bail. Why? Because there are certain restrictions. If he will set on free on bail in murder case, obviously there are certain chances that he may tamper the witness, he may make a threat to the witness, he may make a disturbance in the investigation. So he will send to the judicial custody only. He will not set on liberty on bail, but it is given under the right to bail under section 52. Another one provision